In today's installment of Why They Win, we'll be discussing the '08 Redeem Team, led by the late, great Kobe Bryant. Let's talk about it.
Money's gotta be the shoes. Shoes.
What's up, YouTube? It's your boy, Skinny Hardaway, and this is Retro Heat Check. Checking in one more time for the real hoop heads out there. And as always, thank you all for your likes, your shares, your comments, and of course those questions. Man, each and every Wednesday, Q&A with your boy Skinny. I definitely look forward to each and every Wednesday. You guys have definitely been killing it with the questions. The questions have been entertaining. They've been fun to answer, very thought-provoking. I definitely appreciate you guys answering the call. You guys have definitely stepped up, did your thing, coming with the questions, man, and I definitely enjoy it. There's nothing like Wednesday nights answering your questions on camera. But needless to say, don't get it twisted. I definitely also enjoy interacting with you guys in the comment section. But yeah, definitely a tip of the cap to all you guys, man, for stepping up, doing your thing, man. Thank you all. Thank you all. Much appreciated. And got to give a big shout out to the squad, man. These are my guys, man. I support them. They support me. Oh, man. And these guys are some of the best here in this YouTube space on this side of the basketball YouTube space, the right side, I believe, the side that stands for truth, that records their videos whenever they put their videos together. It's with integrity and facts. So big shout outs, man. Big shout outs to these guys, man. Sports and Fitness Rants, Uncommon Sense, Scap Attack, Too Raw for Sports TV. Big shout outs to Michael Jordan Fans Are the Best, NB Sports TV, my twin Phenomenal Fitness. What up, twin? You already know what it is, man. Think we got something cooking up in the works. I think. Big shout out goes out to Ticket TV, Print Sports, Man Down Sports, Hoop God. Big shout outs to you. Shekel Storm NBA, The Real Mind Crime, Jordan versus LeBron, Geechee Life Sports Talk, The Allen Ricks TV, Shekel Storm NBA, NBA Facts, Self Research. Definitely big shout out to you. Man, I believe that's I believe I got everybody that I can think of. Oh, my bad. Angry O Hoops and Uncut Hoops. I'm so sorry. Big shouts to you guys as well. If I'm forgetting anyone else, please forgive me. I'm kind of rattling these off kind of fast. But definitely big shouts to you guys. And hopefully for you guys, if you guys aren't subscribed to these gentlemen, hopefully you guys give them a shot, give them a chance. Tell them Skinny sent you, man. I recommend these guys highly. Big shout outs. Might as well get on to it. We have no hoop heads to add into the hoop head haven today, so we're just gonna get right on into the video. Man, it's been a long day, so we're gonna get through this video. We're gonna get right into it, man. We're gonna talk about the 2008 men's U.S. basketball team, aka the Redeem Team. Let's get a little backstory on the 08 squad. Can't tell the story of the 08 squad without including the 04 squad, this squad led by players such as Allen Iverson, Steph Marbury, um, Tim Duncan, among others. This team, although individually they were great individually, but as a unit, they were not cohesive enough. It seemed like the team was pulled in two different directions. Um, in the end results, uh, to those issues resulted in a bronze medal for the United States, snapping the win streak that Team USA was on in men's international basketball. It basically it ended our reign for a little bit. It definitely gave the international basketball community hope, and it made them feel that they had caught up. To the USA, which I don't think so. I just think that we were just a bunch of individuals and we did not come to play together, unfortunately. But yeah, in response to the '04 performance, Jerry Colangelo, chairman of USA Basketball, wanted to have the total opposite of that. He wanted to have a team that not only were they star-studded, but they also gelled together. They also meshed together. They also worked together, and also they played both sides of the ball. Played both sides of the ball, offense and defense. So he wanted a squad that was very balanced, coachable, um, focused, and selfless, not selfish. Which a lot of people on the which was one of the criticisms of the 2004 squad, that they were a very selfish group. Um, but hey, Jerry Colangelo tabbed Mike Krzyzewski to be the head coach of the '08 squad. I mean, it definitely was a match that seemed to work at first. I'm not gonna lie, I was very skeptical of that, because with Mike Krzyzewski being a college coach, although he is very well respected, I just did not know how he would mesh with some of the personalities. But once I saw and the world saw that Kobe Bryant would be the team captain, basically I knew that everything would be all right as far as from the leadership aspect of the team. Let's get on down to the roster of the 2008 Redeem team. Starting off with the point guards, man, Chris Paul, Deron Williams, and Jason Kidd. Jason Kidd being the old vet at 35 years old, the oldest guy on the squad at the time, doing his thing in his second stint with the Dallas Mavericks. Still had some gas left in that tank, and was basically, even though he was at an advanced age, he was still doing Jason Kidd things, getting the boards, getting on the break, the passing, just the court vision, the soft touch on the floaters when he did go to the basket. But mainly, Jason Kidd was just setting up teammates as usual, doing Jason Kidd things. Yeah, he definitely was that solid leadership, being the veteran presence, being a guy who was part of previous um, Olympic teams, and he definitely was back for basically back to redeem himself personally, out here on the international stage. Deron Williams at the time was argued, along with Chris Paul, was argued that he was the best point guard in the league. He had a very, very deceptive style, a very I would almost have to say, to describe it, as almost hypnotic, because he would draw you in with his kind of smooth and easy approach, and then he hit you with the dagger, whether it was a quick jump shot, a layup to the basket, a nice dish down low, or whatever. Deron Williams was definitely at that time one of the NBA's best. He was definitely a top 20 player at the time, and he was among the best point guards in the league. So definitely he made he definitely helped make the point guard room a formidable group. He, along with the third point guard, Chris Paul. Chris Paul, like I said, many argued was the best point guard in the league. Chris Paul was doing his thing for the New Orleans / Oklahoma City / Charlotte, whatever city that the Hornets was going, it was playing in at the time. It was just a crazy time for that franchise during that time. But Chris Paul was definitely the bright light of those teams. I mean, this is a guy who could literally take over a game. He could, drop 40 on you, no problem, or he'd kill you with the assist. His hard-nosed defense was truly underrated because his offensive game was just was so brilliant at the time that a lot of people forgot that this is a guy who was among the league leaders in steals. This is a guy who definitely knows how, from the point guard position, to definitely get down on defense, and definitely sets the tone on both sides of the basketball. So definitely Chris Paul was a much needed asset on this squad. To the shooting guards, let's get to the shooting guards. Michael Redd, the silky smooth jump shooting guard from Milwaukee. This guy was an all-star. This guy definitely had one of the best jump shots in the game. A 3-point specialist. Would give you 20 to 25 a night in his heyday. This was him at his peak. I think Michael Redd, before he slowed down, was definitely on par with the best shooters in the league. And for him to, be a much younger player at the time, he was in his mid-20s. He's probably about 25, 26 at the time. But when he first came into the league, being a young guy with such a more polished game, especially from the outside, it quickly made him stand out. So Michael Redd truly earned his place on this team. Dwayne Wade, who was rejuvenated during these Olympic Games down in where did they play at? I want to say, shoot, oh crap, oh wait, I forgot where they were at. Oh, Tokyo, I'm tripping. When they were over there in Tokyo, he was doing his thing, just doing their thing. But yeah, he definitely, Dwayne Wade definitely came with a different fire and desire. He definitely came with it. He was a little inconsistent play. Miami was very inconsistent as a franchise at the time. D Wade was dealing with injuries. A lot of people thought that he was quickly becoming washed up, from his otherworldly performance that he had in the NBA Finals a few years prior. But Dwayne Wade with the bald head clearly came in on a mission, and he let it be known that he was not playing around, as he became the leading scorer of Team USA during these Olympic Games. Definitely Dwayne Wade let it be known in the 08 Olympics that he was back. And Kobe Bryant, the captain, the catalyst, the linchpin of this squad, the true alpha of this squad, the leader. His presence alone was enough to inspire these guys to play at their best. Kobe Bryant, without saying, at the time, was the best player in the world This guy give you buckets wherever. This is a guy who definitely was in the middle of his championship run, his rejuvenation as a basically as a championship winning player. After Shaquille O'Neal was traded away, a lot of people thought that Kobe Bryant's days of winning championships was over, but the Black Mamba, he definitely had more tricks up his sleeve, and collecting a gold medal along with two more NBA championships definitely put the exclamation point at the in his career. Kobe Bryant was on an amazing run, and he basically just could not be stopped. And he alone was the one out front who basically set the tone for this squad with his leadership, his grit, his guile, his knowledge, everything about Kobe Bryant during this time just basically was a testament to his leadership and his skills as a basketball player. And he literally lifted Team USA to new heights just with his leadership alone. Man, definitely miss Kobe Bryant, and that type of leadership is definitely needed in today's NBA. Small forwards, LeBron James. This version of LeBron James was still, in my mind, I thought was still kind of the pure LeBron James. But little did I know that during these Olympics that LeBron was going to be making some plays behind the scenes that would basically change the trajectory of the NBA forever, and set him down a path from most loved to probably one of the most hated athletes in sports. Um, when Dwayne Wade, and Chris Bosh used these Olympics to conspire with the contracts, and basically was able to maneuver their way to Miami to make the big three down in Miami. But LeBron James is LeBron James in Cleveland. He's still doing his thing. This is MVP LeBron James. This is LeBron James who, um, at his athletic, still not even reaching his athletic peak just yet, but at a very high level athletically. He was giving you at least 20. He was giving you at least 25 to 27 a game, 7 and 7. Very consistent. This was the LeBron James that still couldn't get past Boston. This is also the LeBron James that would later blow it against Orlando. Yeah, it was proven that he was as a member of as a 2004 team. It was proven that he, along with Carmelo Anthony and Dwayne Wade, were just too young and not ready for that Olympic spotlight, as they collected their bronze medals. And I think LeBron James was definitely one of the players who wanted to get some get back and basically straighten out what had happened in 2004 with the gold medal. So LeBron James was definitely in his bag at this time. He was still young, and still scratching the surface on what he could become later on. Carmelo Anthony, the smoothest basket scorer in history, up there with Iceman George Gervin. This man could score anywhere, inside, outside, on the block, mid-range, from three, everywhere. Carmelo during these games was scoring everywhere. He could not be stopped offensively. This is Carmelo with the biggest bag that he has. This is him at his peak. This is Carmelo Anthony just killing it, and he let the international community know that he was a serious threat out here on a basketball court. He let his skills be known for the world to see, and man, Carmelo Anthony definitely was a true offensive force for Team USA. Tayshaun Prince, where what Carmelo did on the offensive side, Tayshaun Prince did that for you on the defensive side. A freakishly tall, long athlete, standing at 6'9". His wingspan was probably about 7'6". He was just all arms and legs. This guy was the original Slender Man, I think. His defensive skills, his quickness, his quick hands, his jumping ability, shot blocking ability, his timely defense, his guile, his smarts was definitely a key piece to this team. His defense was definitely the curveball that was needed to be thrown at teams to throw basically their whole program off. Tayshaun Prince, one of the greatest defenders in NBA history that not a lot of people speak about. But Tayshaun Prince, definitely one of my favorite defenders. He was a freak. He was terrifying. He was probably a terrifying sight to see on the court because of his just his freakish gifts. But he definitely was a key piece to Team USA. At the power forward position, Carlos Boozer of the Utah Jazz, at the time one of the best young power forwards in the game. His inside-outside presence is what made him stand out amongst his peers. He, along with Darren Williams, led Utah back into the playoffs. Many thought that they were going to be the latest or the future rendition of Stockton and Malone. But at the time, they were definitely a formidable duo. Carlos Boozer was definitely a polished big man as far as the scoring is concerned. With him being reunited with his college coach, Mike Krzyzewski, I think Carlos was able to have an emotional boost as well. It seemed like he played a little bit harder, just for the simple fact that he was playing once again for Coach Krzyzewski. I think Coach K had a huge impact on Carlos's life, and it showed on the court. Every time he got onto the floor, it seemed like Carlos Boozer was ready to do any and everything to help the team win. I think that he was definitely inspired by the simple presence of Coach K, along with playing for Team USA. But Carlos Boozer, with his inside-outside game, along with his bruising style defensively, Carlos was a bit of a throwback. I mean, he definitely could have fit in the 90s. I'm not gonna lie, his beard was a little strange with all that Beijing on it, but that's neither here nor there. Carlos Boozer was definitely an asset for Team USA at the power forward position. And now we go to the forward center position, the stretch. I would have to say the stretch 3, 4, 5 position, and that is Chris Bosh. He definitely could have fit in with the 2000 team with his height and his skill set. He definitely continued the tradition of the stretch 4. This is a guy who can give you 20 and 10, no problem. Shoots from the inside, outside, mid-range. Has a plethora of moves on the block, shot blocker, rebounder at the time for the Toronto Raptors before his game was tragically misused in Miami thanks to one LeBron James. But at the time, there was an argument that Chris Bosh was one of the best power forwards in the game. This is a guy who would give you, like I said, 20 and 10, no problem. Was the consummate professional, an emotional leader, an emotional player. Definitely one of those type of players that when he gets going, it's like an avalanche. He can score, and he just does not stop scoring. He definitely was definitely was the type of player that was needed to combat a lot of the taller European players. Chris Bosh definitely had the quickness to get around a lot of the big men, the quickness to recover on defense. I mean, he was definitely on time as a player for Team USA. Chris Bosh, definitely one of the elite players of the time. And at center, Dwight Howard, quite frankly, the best defensive player in the league at that time. Multiple defensive player of the years, athleticism out the gym. I mean, looked like a comic book hero with all the muscles. I mean, this guy could. I mean, the sky was the limit at the time for him. Um, he was still in Orlando. He was a few years removed from well, a few years from leading Orlando to the finals with a shocking would be a shocking win over LeBron James and the Cleveland Cavaliers in the Eastern Conference Finals. Dwight Howard, definitely one of the greatest shot blockers, defenders in NBA history. His athleticism definitely made him a standout defender. He used every ounce of his athletic ability as far as just pure displaying his physical gifts, whether catching an alley-oop dunk or throwing somebody's shot into the eighth row. Dwight Howard was definitely, at the time, a young player, one of the youngest players on the team, but his abilities jumped right off the screen. Now, for later on in his career, personal off the court issues, on the court issues, but needless to say, at that time, Dwight Howard definitely was ahead of his of the class as far as centers, defensive centers in the NBA. Yeah, and that rounded it out, along with, like I said, Coach K, Coach Mike Krzyzewski. Definitely, he fit this team. He was definitely inspiring. He was definitely an inspiring and inspirational coach. He was definitely a calm and steady leader. And he always, and I'll have to say, I never thought about Mike Krzyzewski in this light, but the Olympics definitely, the '08 Olympics definitely made me look into his coaching style a little bit closer. And one thing that very much impressed me was that he allows his alphas to lead. It definitely makes me think of those championship teams that he had in the '90s with Hurley, Leitner, and Hill, and how he let those guys just let them be the leaders that they were destined to be, giving them that responsibility, giving them that reign, giving them the reins of leadership, and basically he kept that going with Kobe Bryant. He recognized that Kobe Bryant was the best. He recognized Kobe Bryant worked the hardest. He recognized that Kobe Bryant that he was the Pied Piper. Whatever he said, the players would follow. And Coach K let Kobe Bryant be Kobe Bryant. He didn't get in his way. He was there to provide the leadership that he provided. But then once it was time for Kobe to be the alpha, let him shine as far as his leadership skills are concerned. Mike Krzyzewski definitely gave Kobe that leeway. And I would have to say, why they win. Basically, this team, they have elite defensive players throughout the roster, and more two-way players as well, with players such as Paul, Bryant, Wade, Prince, Boozer, Bosh, Howard. You have some of at the time you have some of the best defensive players in the game, in the league, and they're from all positions, all five positions. So basically, whatever the lineup was, you probably more than likely had an elite defender out there on the floor, along with a guy who could get some buckets. Definitely, comparison to 2024, I don't think that there's enough two-way players on the 24 squad, and they happen to be a little bit older and a little bit lazier. Whereas this team right here is not afraid to get down and dirty. Hush, to get down and dirty, and also the next point, all-time players playing at their peaks, like players like Kobe, D Wade, LeBron, Carmelo, and Chris Paul in particular. These guys were playing out of their minds all at the same time. They were at the peak of their powers. They definitely came to play. They put on performance after performance that was just amazing. If they needed a big shot, they hit it. Whether it was a three, whether it was a basket, I mean, they got up and down the floor. They showed their athleticism. They showed their defensive prowess on the defensive side of the ball. They had their moments where they were just on fire, and on fire on offense, and definitely in their zone on defense. These guys definitely came together at the right time, with the best of them on display all at once. So definitely that was a key. That would be definitely a key factor. And the third, and I think the one of the biggest is an intangible, and that is Kobe's leadership and being led by a true alpha. I think what the 2004 squad lacked and what the 08 squad had was a true leader, a true alpha, somebody who set the tone and everybody followed, no questions asked. It wasn't malicious or it wasn't anything like that. It was just a simple understanding that Kobe Bryant is the best in the world. Kobe Bryant works the hardest. Kobe Bryant will push and challenge you to be at your best, to stand alongside him when it's time to basically, quote unquote, to go to war, quote unquote. Kobe Bryant definitely helped make his teammates play better. It made them better players, even in an Olympic setting with all these guys who were, the guys on their squad. For them to recognize Kobe Bryant and recognize what Kobe Bryant stood for, and basically just fell in line. That was a testament to Kobe, and what he has gained as far as his hard work, through his dedication, and through just the simple fact that he showed it out there on the court instead of not just talking it. He showed it, and definitely he led Team USA, and it was evident when they won the gold, when they lifted Kobe Bryant up on their shoulders. They definitely recognized him as the man of the squad, and his leadership, his steadiness, along with Coach K leading and letting Kobe lead, definitely was a catalyst for this team getting over the hump. And right there, I will leave it. I guess we'll conclude on that right there. It's Tuesday night. Hope you guys have a great evening. It's been a long day for me. Gonna try to rest and recoup for tomorrow. Tomorrow's Q&A Wednesday. You already know what it is, man. So hopefully you will be there. I'm looking forward to answering your questions tomorrow evening. Man, I hope you guys stay out of trouble. Hope you guys love on your babies, love on them loved ones. Always remember that tomorrow is not promised. Be there for those that you care for. Be a helping hand if you can. Be a blessing, not a burden. And just, enjoy your evening. And we will reconvene tomorrow evening for Q&A Wednesday. It's your boy, Skinny Hardaway. And this is another episode of Retro Heat Check in the books. And I'm going to leave you with these words. Peace and wear your sneakers.